Just Cause 2 had some very interesting factions. Will Just Cause 3 have anything like this? My name is Stalli111 and today I'm going to be talking about old factions or gangs and the new factions in the third game of the series. Just Cause 2 had 5 factions: the Reapers, the Roaches, the Ular Boys, the Agency, and also the Panoan government. The government and the agency weren't really apparent, but they are classed as factions in the game. From assumption, and this would make sense to have. I believe that Just Cause 3 will contain a military or government faction, or could even have a militia led by General Di Ravello. I mean, he is a general. I do believe Avalanche have revealed that the agency has nothing, if not very little, to do with the third title. But we may be surprised. I can imagine Rico may be contacting someone who could have some relevance to the agency, who could be supplying him with weapons, possibly acting like the black market dealer of Just Cause 2. The Revolutionary Army, known as the Reapers. Their introduction was very intriguing to me. Don't know why, but I liked them straight off the bat. They were trying to push for a communist Panau, and fought very hard against the Panay leadership, trying to win over the hearts of the people with equal opportunities. But sadly, violence trumps reason.
The goal is for the people of Panau to break the chains of oppression and rise up as one.
I think the developers had the opportunity to really make a revolutionary part of the game, by properly having the Reapers show their passion against fascism, and push on their own without Rico, with you stumbling upon some firefights here and there. Also, with their hatred of the Roaches, we could have seen some gang wars between the two. Talking about the Roaches, the devs could have worked well with them too. Being a high-stake, highly feared criminal organisation, we could have experienced heists with them, or some inner-city work, but very rarely did we experience many inner-city firefights. The Ular or Ular Boys, I can understand it being very hard for Avalanche to work in something for, being only a military wing for the Ular or Ular tribe. They wanted to turn Panau into a natural paradise with nothing from the outside world. I guess it would be difficult to do back then, but nowadays I'd expect them to be staging demolition missions on the docks or airports, taking out as much importing transport as they can without really having Rico to intervene. But Rico could be doing some other dirty work that maybe required some stealth or something like that Rico could actually do without just running in and gunning. But sadly, that didn't happen. Hopefully Avalanche has learned from these mistakes, but Just Cause 2 was a fun game, so I'll give them props for that. I hope to see in Just Cause 3 a system where the gangs or factions that we are with will come to help you. Or come to an area where you are under some heavy fire and act as some cannon fodder or something like that. I know sometimes in the later game of Just Cause 2, if the military were after you and you're near a faction outpost, they would give you a little aid, but I think some sort of radio call in for backup would be very useful. In Just Cause 3, we aren't going to get quite the same factions as 2. As from the revealed screenshots, we can see them more as gang members or criminals against the state, just by looking at their outfits. But I can definitely see some resemblance of the Reapers coming back, as it is confirmed that there will be a revolution at some part of the game against General Di Ravello. I reached out to the Just Cause Twitter page asking about the topic, and they came back with, "It'll be very different this time," with a little smiley face. Possibly hinting at something. Maybe there is just one massive gang against the government. But so far we have nothing else leading from this comment on Twitter. I reckon the smiley face could have been some significance though. It could mean in an upcoming press release or trailer, or maybe even as far as E3, there will be some reveal of a sort. But I am sometimes very optimistic about this stuff, so that's not confirmed or anything, that's just me speculating. If we are given the choice of multiple gangs or factions, like in Just Cause 2, it would be pretty cool if you could do some of the recruiting, or even have a few gang members under your command, so they will back you up at a moment's notice. In Just Cause 2, there are a couple missions where you could have a couple of gunmen, or just one, who came along with you, but when you're driving, they jumped on the roof, being very exposed, and often they died very easily. So that kinda sucked. I know it's a little off topic, but I do recall, and I think it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you could recruit some assassins who sometimes come to your aid in taking out certain targets. It could be something like that, but, you know, with guns and a group of them. taking out a few soldiers, I guess. You can comment on this idea in the comments below. If you agree with anything I've said in this video and hope that Avalanche have this sort of feature in the final game, please do support the video by liking it and telling me your opinions in the comments below. If there's anything else you'd like from the gangs or factions within Just Cause 3, should they act on their own behalf, or should they just stick to waiting around cluelessly until Rico comes along? Remember, this is the new generation and we have a lot more power to play with that Just Cause 2 didn't have access to. Anyway, if you've got any suggested topics for our game talk in Just Cause 3 or any other game that I'm excited for, please also tell me that too. Be very much appreciated. My name is Stalli111 and I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like, drop a comment and subscribe if you've not done so already. And I'll see you guys on the next Just Cause 3 talk or any other one of my videos.